Hello, everyone. This is Pam Dunwald with Patient Advocate Match, and we are a directory of health services and healthcare professionals. And a lot of what our providers can do and a lot of what our healthcare professionals can do, they can reach out to you virtually and provide a lot of services. So not only do our professionals offer in-home or in-person, but a lot of our professionals can provide virtual assistance as well. And I think that makes us a little different. One of the things we pride us on is the fact that we want to build the know, like, and trust factor. So we like to do videos where you can meet our professionals. Each professional has a video on our YouTube channel, so you can get to know the person before you use their services. So we want to be very unique in that way, that we want to build that know, like, and trust factor when choosing someone to help you with your health services. So today we are with Lauri. She is animal communicator and coach, and she's got a very special offer for this holiday season. So first, Jill, could you tell us a little bit about yourself and what your business is about?
Sure. Thank you so much for having me, Pam. It's a pleasure to be here and to be part of the directory. Yes, so I am an animal communicator and a coach, which means that I talk telepathically with animals, all species, and those also who have passed over and are in spirit form now. And in addition to animal communication, the animals have inspired me to also offer coaching services. So I coach people really with the help of the animal kingdom. Animals tend to take the ins and outs of everyday life with a lot more strides than we do, and they have a lot to teach us. So I coach people on how to transform their lives with the inspiration of animals. I also do pet loss coaching. When people lose their animals, it can be so heartbreaking and so disturbing. And so there really are ways to move through the process in healthy ways that honor yourself and your animals. And then in addition to that, I also coach veterinarians and other pet professionals on the very unique challenges of their work. So everything I do is in conjunction with and inspired by animals in nature.
That's wonderful. In thinking about that, and you and I can talk later, but my sister just lost her male German Shepherd, and she lost him. They found a lump, and very unexpectedly, they gave him, several months, but just in a short period of time, he passed. So I know that was devastating for her. Prior to getting him, she had her first German Shepherd just a couple of years ago get hit by a car. So she's feeling, and she's struggling with whether or not she feels worthy to own pets, because she feels every time she owns a pet, something happens to them. So I can see where your services could help. And I know she's struggling with those thoughts. So I'm anxious to see if we can make that connection. But tell us a little bit about what you have going on for this month.
Yes, so in the spirit of the holiday season, I am offering animal communication holiday gift certificates so that people can share with their beloved friends and family conversations with their animals. And, I think of it as the gift of understanding, right? We all want to be heard and listened to, and that's equally as true of our beloved pets. And so this is an opportunity to give a unique gift to your friends and family who live with animals now, or even may have lost animals, like the story you were just recounting, to really listen and hear what their animals want to share. It's interesting because, as much as we love our animals and we're with them constantly, sometimes we don't understand what they're trying to tell us. We think in our own human minds that certain behavior may mean certain things, and that may or may not be true. Sometimes our animals, because they don't have the verbal words to tell us what they are thinking or feeling or needing or wanting, they can use behavior to try to get our attention. And sometimes we misunderstand what they're trying to tell us. And so having an actual dialogue with our animals can really clarify misunderstandings and really clear the air, release us from, some of our anxiety or guilt or regret that we may be carrying, particularly with animals that have passed over. A lot of times we second guess ourselves and there's misunderstandings and maybe things left unsaid. And this can really be a wonderful opportunity for your friends and family and for you to gift this to them, to have that sense of relief of hearing straight from their animals how much they're loved and that they do not carry any ill feelings or regrets or and don't want their people to walk around with those feelings.
Jill, can you think of, just to kind of explain this or put it in perspective how it works, can you think of maybe an example or a story that you may be able to share how you've been able to help someone, with your communicating with pets?
Sure. Well, what comes to mind is, a family that had lost their dog, and there were a lot of unresolved feelings because it happened very quickly. It did not happen in a way that they were anticipating. And so the family had a lot of unresolved feelings, some feelings of guilt, some feelings of second guessing themselves, and really feeling very sad about the loss and wondering what the experience was like for their beloved dog. And so through an animal communication session where I actually facilitated a conversation with their animal, their dog, who is now in spirit form, they were really able to hear straight from the animal what his take on things were, and that he is in a place of peace now and love, and he's very much with them now, just in a different physical form. We're no longer in a physical form, so in a spirit form, and really to reassure them that they got it right, that they, even though they didn't realize they were listening to him, they knew exactly what it was that he wanted, and that he is not suffering, he loves them, and that he doesn't want them to be carrying any guilt or feelings of regret. So it was just very healing all around. And for me, it's so beautiful to be in the presence of that great love that people share with their animals, whether their animals are still in physical form or they've passed over.
So, Jill, in this interaction with this family, what were you able to see as part of that transformation? What were you able to facilitate? What changes did you see?
Well, a real sense of relief and peace in the family, to know, in their hearts that their beloved dog is okay now and is at peace and in a place of joy and very much with them, and to be able to release that sense of guilt and regret that they had been carrying, because that can be such a heavy burden that we carry around, and we can just keep replaying those last moments in our head over and over again, wondering if we did right by our animal. And in one short session, they were really able to let go of that angst and really be able to connect with their dog in a place of peace and love, so that once the regret and the guilt was released, they were able to be with the pure sense of love that they share. And there's no greater gift than that.
No, that's an amazing gift, just an amazing gift. So, Jill, how would someone go about getting a gift certificate, or how do they find you, connect with you? Share that with us.
Sure. So my website is healingwithanimals.com. And right under the animal communication tab is a gift certificate tab that you can just click on. And so they can purchase the gift certificates right there. If anybody has any questions or has a special request, they can reach out to me at jill@healingwithanimals.com. What I do is within 48 hours of someone purchasing the gift certificates, I send them the gift certificate, and they are valid for 6 months after the date of purchase. And yeah, and if anybody wants to get to know me a little better, also, I have a blog that I do monthly, and that's right on my website. I also do a Healing with Animals free monthly newsletter, and also a Vet Tips for Thriving newsletter that's geared towards pet professionals. And those you can sign up for right on my website as well. I'm accessible through social media. Most of my handles are Healing with Animals. I believe my Twitter handle, just because space limitations, is Heal with Animals. And, very open if anybody has any questions. This time of year also can bring up a lot of feelings. So if, coaching would be helpful for someone to kind of help them navigate these feelings, because the holidays can be an exciting time. It can also be a lonely time, for people who've lost loved ones or may just not be in the spirit of the holiday season. There's room for all of it.
And Jill, one thing that we didn't do, and I apologize early on, could you briefly tell us your experience and your education, your expertise in this area? Where did you get your foundation?
Sure. Well, I've actually have coached people for many years on pet loss. And then after Hurricane Sandy, I decided, it was really time to do all of the work that I came here to do. And I realized that I actually had been communicating with animals my whole life. I just did not frame it in that way. So I proceeded on to get a certification in animal communication. And it was a blast because we literally would get on the phone and we would talk to all different animals, wild animals, domestic animals. And I just got a lot of experience actively doing it. And so it really was an opportunity to bring everything together. I've had many years of coaching people on their relationship with animals, and then bringing that together with the pet loss coaching and the communicating with animals. I've done animal rescue, a lot of healing with animals over the years. So all of the work that I do is around healing our relationship with animals, because I found, in my own life and working with clients, how healing our relationships with. And what's nice is I do my work remotely, either by phone or by Zoom. So I can work with people and your friends and family that are virtually anywhere. Their animals can be anywhere at the time of the conversation also. So it just makes it convenient and easy for people.
And prior to getting into this with animals, what did you do prior? And I know we've shared a little bit before. I'm just trying to share with everyone kind of the journey that you took and the path that you took to lead you, to communicating with animals.
Sure. Well, it's interesting because I have my master's in business administration. So I worked in that field for some time, and I really found that I wanted to help people in a more direct kind of coaching way, and to really help people with their the emotional side of who they are. And even when I was doing that work, I was facilitating workshops, helping people to heal, helping people with their relationships. And I'm also went on and I got a master's in social work. And so I worked very closely with people and their relationships with themselves, with other people in their lives, and certainly with the animals in their lives. And over time, I came to see how healing our relationships with animals are, and how much they have to teach us. Before I got into communicating with animals, I realized how much love they have for us and how much unconditional love and acceptance there is, I did not realize how wise they are, though, and how much they have to teach us. You know, they're always wanting us to grow and expand. And, you know, very often that's part of what they're trying to communicate with us, right? So they want to talk to us about, sometimes about their food and about their health, about their preferences. And a lot of times they have ideas for us about how to lead our lives so that we can be in a greater place of joy and peace. And, you know, it's really exciting when everything starts coming together in your life. And so for me, that's really what it was an evolution of, you know, being able to integrate my coaching background and my business background with my background working with animals, healing animals, rescuing them, and then learning to communicate with them in a very conscious way. You know, a lot of times we are communicating with our animals, we just don't frame it in that way. We don't realize we are, right? Perhaps we go to the cupboard and we take out a certain flavor for their meal and we think we're deciding it, and it's actually our animal who's made that decision and has let us know. So it's a way of just very actively communicating and hearing and listening to our animals and all of the love and the wisdom they have to share with us.
Well, you know, it's amazing because how many times, you know, those of us that have had pets and dogs, and how many times do we realize that they're very perceptive. You know, they know when we're not feeling well, and they know when we're upset, and they may come and lay their head on our lap, or because they know something's not right. I mean, they're very intuitive, and it's awesome to be able to have someone available that can bridge, you know, those connections. And so I'm so happy and glad, Jill, that you took the time today to share this with us. I encourage everybody to go to Jill's website. This will be on our YouTube channel, Patient Advocate Match, and we will put in the notes in the video notes, the website and that. So we'll have all that there for you as a URL, so you can click on that when we get our video on our YouTube channel. So I just encourage everybody, check out the directory. There's so many different types of health professionals. We have people that deal with dementia. We have physical therapists. We have a boxing coach that helps people with Parkinson's disease. We have music therapy. We have nurse health advocates. We have nurse practitioners. We have so many different types of health professionals that are available to serve you. So just check out our directory. It's just patientadvocatematch.com. And we look forward to seeing you. And Jill, thank you so much. Is there anything you'd like to say as we wrap up?
Yes, thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure, Pam. And I would just share, and from the animals, they really are wanting us to have a beautiful holiday season, whatever that means for us, and to really think about how we can all give the gift of understanding in whatever form that takes with those we love.
Thank you so much, Jill, and we will talk soon. Take care.
Thank you, Pam.
Mm-hmm.